Okay, so today we're going to learn about angles. And what we want to make sure that we're able to do is organize and name our angles. Before we get started, can you tell me what methodically means?
To work carefully and organized.
Perfect. So when we're going over these problems with angles, we want to make sure that we're reading all the instructions so that way we can associate the right degree to the image that we see. And that'll make a little bit more sense once we go over the types of angles that we have. But can you tell me how an angle is formed?
When two lines intersect.
Perfect. So when we have two intersecting lines, they come together at a point. This point is going to be called the vertex, but once we go over the different names for the certain types of angles that we have, I'll make sure to point out the vertex. You'll kind of get a better idea. The first angle that we want to talk about is an acute angle. So in this case, an acute angle is anything that's less than 90 degrees. So if we take a look here, we have lines AB and lines AC intersecting at point A. So because point A is where they intersect, we're going to call that the vertex. That's also how we're going to name angles. So in this case, we would call this angle A. On the test, you might see it written out as angle BAC or CAB, but you just want to make sure that that vertex is always the middle letter. And kind of like a cool way to remember acute, I personally like to think about it as like a cute little baby, you know, with something small. So when you think of something small, we're going to remember that it's less than 90 degrees. The next type of angle that I want to talk about is a right angle. So a right angle is any angle that's equal to 90 degrees. In this case, if we take a look, we have lines MK and KN. They intersect at point K, so we know that's the vertex. And because we see this little box right here, we automatically know that it's a right angle. If you don't see this little box, you can't just assume that the angle is a right angle. So on the test, this is going to be a dead giveaway. If you don't see that box, not 90 degrees. In this case, any right angle, the two lines that make that right angle are going to intersect and be perpendicular to each other. So when we see this little symbol right here that kind of looks like an upside down T, we know that the lines are perpendicular. We already know that MK is perpendicular to KN. The next type of angle that we're going to talk about is an obtuse angle. In this case, an obtuse angle is anything that's greater than 90 degrees. So if we take a look here, we have lines DE and EF. They intersect at the vertex, which is point E, and we already know that it's 140, greater than 90 degrees, obtuse angle. I have some dotted lines right here, and I wanted to draw that out to kind of show you a different kind of angle that you might see on the test. So in this case, angle DEG is equal to 40 degrees. But if I want to know what angle GEF is equal to, I'm going to take both of these degrees and add them together. So we have something that's equal to 180 degrees. Anytime you see an angle that's 180 degrees, you are automatically going to know that it's a straight line. So in this case, don't worry about it too much. On the test, it's going to be called a straight line. And going off of the simple fact that we have multiple lines in this angle, let's talk about it. So when we have multiple lines, anytime we want to get the overall angle, we're going to add the two individual angles, or however many angles there are, together. So right here we can see that we have angle LKM equal to 40 degrees in green, and then we have angle MKN equal to 25 degrees in blue. This line right here, MK, is the one that intersects. We know that point K is the vertex, and if we want to know the degree of angle LKN, we're just going to take these two angles and add them together. In this case, 65 degrees. Do you have any questions for me?
So because the angles together are 65 degrees, are they still an acute angle?
Yep, so exactly. If we take a look, LKN, 65 degrees, even though there's two angles together, when we're talking about this main one right here, it is an acute angle. And I think that about sums it up for today.